Hello, everybody. How are my stampers tonight? I am Kelly Acheson at AStampAbove.com, coming to you live from Menasha, Wisconsin, and here I see everybody popping in. Hello, Luba and Lori and Sonia. We've got Linda from Canada, Cynthia, Mickey. Mary Lynn is here. Yay! Who's ready for some fun cards tonight? I am certainly ready. I just returned from northern Wisconsin late this afternoon. Got my truck unpacked. Good grief. It's just such a chore. Got everything unpacked, got my cooler unpacked and drained. Everything's parked and locked back up. My suitcase is still sitting downstairs. Not gonna lie, that usually stays in its place for a while. Got a shower in, my hair is still wet, feeling pretty good. Who said aloha? Aina, did I say that right? Aina? Welcome, Patty's here, Chris is here from Australia, Sheila. Yes, let's make some cards, Mary Lynn says. Hi, Sharon, hi, Melanie, Loretta. Barbara's here. Terry, you like my blouse? Thank you. This is like made out of, I think like nylon. It's very, very super lightweight, and I just loved it because it's kind of summery. It is September 15th, but guess what? Our truck said it was 88 degrees today here in Wisconsin. We had a really warm weekend for sure. Really high temperatures up north where we go hunting, and yeah, the bugs were out. Oh, I forgot about I bought these little patch things that are citronella. They smell like citronella, and I put one on each side of my little coat I was wearing at 6 o'clock this morning. I've been up for a long time. I did try to take a little snooze after my shower, and I think I might have fallen asleep a little bit because I kind of jerked when my alarm went off, and I'm like, oh, I gotta get upstairs. I have some fun things to do tonight. Hi, Nancy from Wisconsin. I saw that Carol, you're in Hatfield this weekend. Are you camping again? That's fun. I think you are, because that's what we do in Hatfield. Steve is up north this weekend. He went over to his friend's house. He's got a cottage on a lake. They go golfing now. He went over there golfing on Friday, and then I think on Saturday morning he headed over to our property we call South Park. And he just sent me a picture a little while ago. He built what they call a dog house around our well. We've got this well. We dug a well last year, I don't know, the year before probably. And so you have this contraption sticking up out of the ground. And so he put a house around it. And he sent me a picture a little while ago, and it looks really good. He did a good job. So I can't wait to see it. Yeah, so maybe I'll get to see it next weekend. It's a busy month here for us. We started our bear hunting this last weekend. That was super fun. We hunt with just an amazing crew of people. I love them. They're so funny and so fun, and they're really good people. They give you the shirt off their back. Speaking of shirt off their back, there's this older gentleman. He told us he was 87, I believe, and his truck wouldn't start. And we had seen him earlier on Saturday morning when we were out hunting, and he comes and hunts with our group, just kind of on his own. He just comes, he'll just find where we are and kind of join in. But his truck wouldn't start, and we offered to give me and Haley. We had seen him earlier in the morning, and then we went and did our hunt group thing, and then hunting was over, so we were just going for a drive. Here we see him walking down the road. His truck is in the same place we saw it at like 8 o'clock that morning, and he's walking down the road carrying all this heavy stuff, and it's really hot, and he was sweating like crazy, and oh my gosh. We're like, what are you doing? He's like, my truck won't start. He goes, the whole electrical system. And we're like, well, I'm thinking maybe your battery's dead. So do you want us to give you a jump, right? You got jumper cables? We'll no, that's not what's wrong with it. This battery's only 2 years old. That's not what's wrong with it. Well, what are you going to do? Like, we'll take you back to your camper. He's camping out in the middle of nowhere, like literally nowhere. We'll take you back to your camper, but then what are you going to do? Because our cell phones don't work there. His cell phone didn't work there. There's no service. And now he doesn't have a truck that's down the road like a half a mile. And what are you going to do? He's like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I said, okay, well, we'll send the guys out a little bit later today. So we got back to camp and told him what was going on. And the guys went out there. Sure enough, his battery was dead because he left his CB radio on probably all night. And then the whole time he was sitting there on the side of the road, he left his lights on. This 87-year-old man is pulling this ginormous camper around. And we were just like, wow, you know, we bow down to you because holy cow, that is like an enormous task just to get it set up. So anyways, we saved him. His nickname is Albino. I don't really know why, but yeah, it was a nice little thing. So we went bear hunting. We did not get any bears on Saturday or Sunday, but we did have the opportunity to go into a treed bear. I think there were 3 of them that were treed today by our group, and none of them were big enough, so we let them go, right? That was good. But we had a blast. Good food. We had walleye and crappie last night that was fried in bear fat. They took and rendered down bear fat, and I'm like, really? And they're like, yeah. And it didn't taste weird at all, you guys. It was just like fried fish and all kinds of homemade cucumbers, and we had potato salad, and I made the pumpkin bars. Oh, who gave me the pumpkin bar recipe? Somebody emailed me a pumpkin bar recipe. I think her name was McDaniels. And it was absolutely amazing. Everybody loved it. I'm trying to turn my computer on silent here so it doesn't start beeping, but I'm going to put in the word pumpkin so I can properly thank you, because you know I have a very, very bad memory. But I made the pumpkin bars, easiest recipe ever, and they were delicious. And now I see I can't find it. There are tons of pumpkin things. Here it is, Donna! Donna McCamey. Thank you so much, Donna. Those pumpkin bars, everybody was raving about them. And yeah, I'll be making them again. Steve didn't get any. So yes, Melanie, I'm going to write it right on here on my little note. I have to order some more of my Sammy soap. I order bar soap from Sammy Soap in Missouri. And I think Mary Lynn turned me on to that. But pumpkin bar recipe. Yes, because I took a picture of it and sent it to my aunt, who also asked for it. So I'll share it with you. Easiest recipe ever, you guys. All you do is plunk all the stuff in a bowl. It makes a big bar pan, and you just throw it in the oven and bake it, and then you double the frosting recipe. So I made homemade pumpkin bars and homemade cream cheese frosting. Delicious. There was like 4 bars left today after lunch. We had it Saturday night, and then I threw it out there for lunch, and I know it was gone. So yeah. Yeah, Vicki, you should send me your easy apple slice recipe because I love making fall desserts. I love to make dessert. So anyways, we had a great, fantastic weekend. We stayed at a different place this time because we have the kids with us. We don't stay in the cabin at bear camp because we don't want them to wake up crying in the night, waking up everybody, because it's an A-frame. And so we've been staying at a hotel since Val was born. And we stayed at a new place this time, the Northern Lights in Park Falls, if anybody's familiar. It has a swimming pool, and we liked it better than the AmeriView because the AmeriView smells funny. The Northern Lights does not smell. So that was really fun. And we got to go swimming and sit in the hot tub after we were done. Connie says she loves Park Falls. It is the ruffled grouse capital of the world, in case anybody wanted to know. We did not see any grouse. We did see a skunk this morning, though, and we timidly went around it on the road because I'm like, oh gosh. Oh, Donna's on here. Donna, the pumpkin bars were amazing and super simple, just so simple. The only hard part I had was I bought a bigger bag of walnuts at Walmart when I went shopping on Thursday. And I opened them up and they were rancid. Ugh. So thank goodness I had some. I knew I had some walnuts, but I didn't know if, because they get funny. I didn't know if they'd be good. So I bought another bag. The new bag was rancid, but the ones I had in the cupboard were not rancid. So I was okay. But you chop up the walnuts and put it on top of the frosting. So good. Anyways, yeah, so we didn't hit the skunk. That was good because my mom's dog got sprayed by a skunk, and good grief, that just hangs in there forever. And it's a house dog, and she's got long black hair. It was terrible, but she doesn't stink anymore. And Donna got my beautiful card. Yay! I'm so happy. So I don't think there's a lot going on, you guys. I did get logged in. Okay, I wanted to get logged in so I could see if there's anything happening. We have that new scrapbooking stuff that's out, and I do have those kits here. I'm hoping to get on those very soon. But being gone all weekend, it's kind of a little tricky. Oh yeah, Marva says she keeps all her nuts in the freezer. That's a really good idea. But these nuts were rancid right from the store. But you know what? I'm going to do that too. Because I will buy them, and then if I don't use them, then they kind of get crummy, right? Yeah. Mary Lynn says her dad got sprayed in the face once. Okay, so funny little story, and I'll keep it short, I promise. My dad used to get in so much trouble. My dad was a little stinker. I know, that's hard to believe, right? He was a funny man. And he got in a lot of trouble from my grandma because he would have his brother take him out, and he would go into the skunk holes and get the baby skunks out. And this was way back, way back when. Because you could get $5 a piece for baby skunks, and he would get sprayed constantly, and he would have to ride on the back fender. And I think it was like, I can't remember if it was a Model A or maybe he just told me that to make it really funny, but that's a story he told forever. He would have to ride on the back bumper of the car because he was not allowed in the car after he went and caught all the baby skunks. I know. My dad, he was a character, and I can see him doing stuff like that. $5, that was a lot of money back then, right? So anyways, then he would sell his little baby skunks. And baby skunks are really cute. So I have some prizes to give away. Yay! I was really proud of myself because let me break my arm patting myself on the back. I not only got all of these cards ready to go before Friday, and I also not only did I have to get ready for this class tonight before I left on Friday afternoon, but I also have our catalog kickoff is in full swing, and I have a live Monday night, tomorrow night. So I had to get all of those done too, and I did it. Yeah, I was like, oh, good job, Kelly. I stayed focused. That's my biggest problem. I know that's shocking too, right? Just stay focused. So, yeah. And somebody said they're waiting. Ardella said she's waiting for the Changing Leaves bundle. Do you mean that you're waiting for me to use it, Ardella? You clarify that for me, because we did an online class with that bundle. And let's see. I do have somebody that I am ordering that bundle for. That's Shirley. Okay. And I will check. I'm going to put that on my computer screen right now because I need to check on that. The Changing Leaves bundle was back ordered for a while. I think it was supposed to be back in last week, but now they're saying this week. I believe that's how that went. So if that's what you mean, Ardella, please clarify. But I do have an online class using this. So I've got 6 pre-cut cardstock cards waiting, or not waiting, I'm reading you guys, in an online class with a bunch of goodies that we used on the cards. It's a really, really pretty online class. And I think I have like three of those left. So if anybody's interested in that, you're going to find it on my blog. In the right-hand column is online classes. If you click on there, you'll be able to find, just look for the Changing Leaves graphic. But yeah, so when we do an online class like that, we don't use that particular bundle in these live classes that I do on Sunday nights, because we've got a class waiting with it. But I would really like to use that here coming up. We're going to do Christmas tonight, because that, I have a whole bunch of swap cards using that changing leaves, and that is such a beautiful bundle with that hybrid embossing folder. Oh my gosh, I absolutely love it. So, and I see that you guys are waiting for it. Yeah, I'm waiting for it also, because I have somebody who ordered my online class with the bundle. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thanks for clarifying. I'm like, what do you mean waiting? Did I not mail something I was supposed to? That doesn't happen very often, but once in a while something slips by me. So I'm glad you clarified that. So I have prizes to give away. Please make sure that you leave a comment. If you're on here, just say hello. You can say where you're from. Please leave a comment. And Anne is on here and says she can't wait to see what I make tonight. I saw your text message. I didn't open it yet because I was coming on here. But your nephew was bear hunting. I think you said he got a bear. That's really awesome. I'll open your text message when we're done here, but I saw that. I'm like, there you go. Leave a comment here because you'll get entered in a drawing to win fabulous prizes. And tonight I have a Baker's Twine 3-color pack. Let me show you the goods. Yeah, this is really fun in these pretty soft colors. This for liking or commenting on my live from last weekend. I have Judy Dempton from DeLand, Florida. Judy, you're going to have some happy mail coming your way. Congratulations. Ann says he was so excited. Yeah, I'll bet he was, because that's a pretty big deal. Okay, Chris, excuse me. Chris wants to know why I have my die cutting machine on a silicone mat. Because it keeps it here on my table. It doesn't go anyplace. The machine can move around a little bit without it. And I'll show you guys this. This is from Walmart. It's a pie silicone mat. And Barb told me about it when we were out in Wyoming visiting her. She said that she used, as a matter of fact, at her house, she had one. I'm like, hey, what's that all about, right? Because we want to know things. And this is what she had. So when we went in to the big city of Sheridan, Wyoming, we went to their biggest shopping store, which is Walmart, and I got one. And it just keeps this locked right in place. And I really, really like it. So that's what the silicone mat is for. I looked for one at my Walmart, and I can't remember why, if I wanted another one for I have another machine over there. And I couldn't find one. So, yeah. Anyways, that's what's up with the silicone mat. And actually, I got these out of order, but I'm going to stick to my word. This was supposed to be for sharing. So, Judy, you're going to get this for commenting on my live last time. And then for sharing, so the someplace on your screen here, there's a place for you to share. Oh, let's go back to the liking. Click on that thumbs up. Give me a like on this video right now. Someplace on your screen, you should be able to click that thumbs up. That really helps me in the analytics. You can comment on my Facebook post. You can comment here. Everybody gets put in a drawing. Next is sharing. Look at these pretties, right? These are the ombre matte decorative dots. And for sharing my last video, this is going out to Suzanne Scott of El Dorado, Illinois. Suzanne, congratulations. Happy mail on its way. Last but not least, I also have a drawing for ordering from me. I'm reading now. The glass mat. Okay, wait. I got the glass mat as soon as you talked about it. Yes, the glass mat is really nice. It doesn't work good with videos, so that's why I don't have it on my desk when I'm doing videos, but I really do love the glass mat. There's something about it that has like a really nice stamping surface. Okay, back to this. Look what I've got. These were donated by Paula Passy. Paula called me to tell me how to say her last name right, so I was so grateful because I'm terrible at that. Paula Passy, thank you so much for donating these nested essential dies. I use these all the time. This is a gift for everyone who placed an order with me in the last week. I drew a name, and Elizabeth Meyer of Jefferson City, Missouri is going to get these nested essentials. Connie said, I love these dies. I know. I've been using them all the time. Just, it's like the stylish shapes. I use those constantly. I've been using these constantly, and I really love them. And Paula, thank you so much for your donation. And Elizabeth Meyer, you're going to get a set of these. So let me put this all off to the side here so I don't lose track of anything. Are we ready to flip our camera around? Oh, I see Sharon and Karen and Vicky are here. Lots of my team members coming on tonight. Yay for a Missouri winner. Yes, Nancy, right? Okay, I think we're ready to flip it around. I don't have a, oh, I need to give you a John report. So the only thing I've got on John is he put, remember I said last week he put a new like railing on his front porch area? He is doing the same thing by his back door, which is inside a fence. We can only see it when the gate is open. But Steve said, oh, look, John is doing his back exit or entry to the house with new railings. So there you go. That John has been doing a lot of improvements, right? His house looks really nice. He doesn't need as many improvements outside his house as we do, but it looks really nice and it's getting better too. So Becky says that I'm frozen. I'm watching myself on my iPad and I'm still rolling along. So the John report is the best. It's been 4 years. Is that right, Connie? It's been 4 years and goes, yeah, since COVID started, right? The John report. John doesn't even know how famous he is, really. But I am happy to report that we've seen John and he is alive and well. So that's good news. He was actually pulling out of his driveway as I pulled in from bear hunting. So he's going to sell soon. Nancy says he's going to sell soon. Haha, no more John reports then. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I know that he has some property. Like he inherited some property, I think with a house up north. So he's got a son that lives here in town. I don't know if that matters, you know, as far as whether he's going to move away or not. But now you've given me something to think about because, you know, John's kind of a good neighbor. Like, he kind of minds his own, you know. He doesn't have loud parties. Andy had a very loud party here Tuesday night. I forgot about that. So Andy wants to have some kids over. It's the last night that our pool is open. She wants to have some kids over after football practice because she's like a football manager. And Granny, can I have some friends over for the last night of the pool being open? And I said, yes, absolutely. And so that day I texted her and I said, Steve goes, how many kids are coming over here tonight? And I'm like, well, I don't know. So I texted Andy. I'm like, Andy, how many kids do you have coming over tonight? She goes, well, I'm not going to lie. I think like 40. And I was like, well, what? Hang on, sister. I was like, oh my God. I messaged her back and I'm like, that's a little crazy because I hope you understand that that is a big responsibility to have that many people here, and not just people, but teenagers, seniors in high school. And she goes, yeah, I'm a little nervous. And I said, well, you better keep a handle on that. I can tell you they were loud. They played the music loud. They were jumping in and out of that pool. They had an absolute blast. I was up here. I was in a team meeting while she was having this party. So I was talking to my team about it. I was on a Zoom meeting. And it was loud. They were chanting. They were yelling. They were jumping in the pool. They were playing volleyball in the pool. And then at about 10 o'clock, I messaged her. I texted her and I said, I think it's time to tone it down a little bit before the neighbors call the police. Nobody called the police. Nothing got broken. They were also responsible. They picked up, I know Becky goes 40. Wow. There weren't actually 40 kids here, but I would say there were 30. I was going, oh my God, what are you doing? Ah. But it was fabulous. So, right, making fun memories. And a lot of the kids that came over, they're like, oh my gosh, we had no idea there was a pool in this backyard. And why didn't you tell us earlier? It's like September. And she's like, I don't know. I just assumed everybody knew. So it was really cute. Anyways, let's turn this camera around. I almost forgot to tell you that story because it kind of blew my head off a little bit. Melanie says, Best Granny Award. Yeah. I was really I was very kind of like, oh my good Lord, what is going to happen out there? Like, what are they going to do? Because teenagers can get kind of wild. And, like, there's a lot of things that could happen, but there's a lot of things that could get wrecked, too. Like, I know when Haley had parties, her friends were pretty wild. I know that's shocking. But, they would, like, jump. We've got a chain link fence just around our pool, and then we have a wooden fence around our yard. But they would jump over that chain link fence from out in the yard. It's not rated to have that kind of weight on it. So when they would do that, it would bend the pole that's holding up the chain link. And oh, it was just like so nerve wracking. And Steve would get so mad. But, you know, things got broken and, you know, but her friends were really good. They were really good. So that was nice. All right, I'm going to flip now. Hang tight, guys. I'm going to get you right down in here. I am going to remind you that tonight, the cards that we're making tonight for this live are part of my Happy Mail kit. And we have increased our spend $50 to get a free card kit. So you'll get all the pre-cut card stock to make the 3 cards that I'm making tonight. If your order is $75 or more, you'll also get the cute little embellishments. Oh my gosh, these peppermints, they're called real red and white adhesive backed peppermints, are so stinking fun to work with. You're gonna love them. So you'll get a pack of these if your order's over $75. Now, you must use my host code to get that free kit. But if your order's over $150, don't use the code. You just have to email me and say, Kelly, I would like your Sweetest Star class from Sunday night. And don't use the code because you're going to get some rewards from Stampin' Up! And I definitely want you to have those rewards. So you will find this code on my blog at all times. It's at the end of every blog post that I have. And it's also in the right-hand column. If you're on a computer, you can see the host code right there. So that's what my Happy Mail is all about. Also, just wanted to remind you, right now, Stamp Happy Academy members are enjoying our catalog kickoff, which is over 2 weeks of insane, fun, creative ideas from the new mini catalog. Stamp Happy Academy members enjoy that for free when we put on special events and catalog kickoff parties. Stamp Happy Academy members have 2 different types of membership. Basic membership is $9.95 a month. It includes 10 new online classes every single month. And of course, the catalog kickoffs and special events throughout the year. Premium membership is $34.95. It includes all of that plus 3 extra live classes every month where we make anywhere from 8 to 12 cards using layout designs, color challenge designs, fun folds techniques. It's an amazing live class. So you're going to find all the information for that at stamphappyacademy.ning.com. You can actually just do a search for Stamp Happy Academy and you'll find the website. All the details are on there. All you do is create an account like you would any other online website and choose your membership option. You also get a free basic membership when you join my team. I just had Mary Lynn rejoined my team recently, like last week. So my team is a really fun place to be. If you have any questions about that, let me know. Get a discount on all your future orders and you will have a blast being part of it. Hang on just a second. Oh, I was looking for my hair clip because, hang on, I got to change my glasses and I'm going to put my hair up because I don't have my air conditioning on. And it was 88 degrees today. It's a little warm in the upstairs office in my house. Okay. Whew, that feels so much better. Thank you for your patience. Trish says she is enjoying the kickoff. Sarah says Stamp Happy Academy is awesome. Thank you guys so, so much. Somebody's asking if something is back in stock. Did Chef Steve cook for the party? He did not cook for the party. He did help clean some stuff up afterwards, but no, all of Andy's friends brought stuff. Like somebody works at Dunkin' Donuts. They brought 2 giant boxes of donuts with them, but they had some really nice snacks out there. It was fantastic. So, okay, I'm just reading comments here. Went to the pool, chatted with the Audrey, peppermint embellishments. Oh, Are they back in stock? I think they're coming back. The peppermint, I think they're going to be back in stock this coming week, the week of the 16th. I think that's what I remember. So they should be back in this week. You just have to kind of go in there and put peppermint in and see if it comes up. But they should be back in. So thank you for asking that, because I kind of forgot. Yes, they were on back order. Of course, I ordered these with pre-order, which is another great reason to become a discount shopper and join my team, because we get to pre-order a month ahead of everybody else. That's whether you're doing what I do or you're a discount shopper and just ordering for yourself. It doesn't matter. You get those benefits too. We have a brand new mini catalog. This is our September through December 2024 mini catalog. It is filled with all kinds of fantastic holiday themed products. Also a big annual catalog. If you are new to Stampin' Up, or maybe you don't have a Stampin' Up demonstrator anymore, or maybe you've been watching me and you're like, you know, I'd like to get a look at that catalog. Pop me an email at Kelly at AStampAbove, @AStampAbove.com, and give me your address. I would be happy to mail you the catalogs. Let me know. Do you just need the mini catalog? Do you need the annual catalog and the mini catalog? Okay. Let me put that back over there. We are going to be playing with the Sweetest Star Bundle, you guys. Oh my gosh, when I saw this, well, of course it's a punch bundle, so I know that I have to have it because I love punches. But I love this particular star. It's a little different, right? And then we've got this cute little stamp set. Let me get the actual punch. I have it right here. And it's cookies. It's decorated cookies is what it is. So we've got some really cute little sentiments in here. May your days be merry and bright, baking spirits bright, and sweet wishes, wishing you a holly jolly Christmas. And then, of course, these images, and the snowflakes are cute. These match the star punch. So that's what I decided to play with last week before I left to go hunting. So we're going to be focused on that. By the way, this is on page 47. You can buy the bundle together and save 10% on your price. The bundle is $38.50. Or you can just get the punch, or you can just get the stamp set, whatever, you know, makes you happy. I always like to get both, right? But whatever you need. Okay. Along with the fabulous punch and the Sweetest Star stamp set, oh, look what's coming out. Nested Essentials. That's the set of dies that I just gave away tonight to Elizabeth Meyer. So we're going to be using these. I've got a little Wink of Stella here. I have a real red ink pad. I was moving so many things around on Friday before I left, because I not only did these 3 cards for tonight, but I had to get my live cards ready for the catalog kickoff that's going to be tomorrow night. And I was moving ink pads because I needed real red for that, and I needed this color for that. No, it gets very confusing. And I just pray that I get everything back where it belongs. Then I've got some white embossing powder here. I like to pour it in this big container because I use white a lot and it's just easier for me. But our embossing powders are called Wow, Basics Wow embossing powders. These are the basics. You get black, clear, and white in one pack, which I really like. And our embossing powder is very high quality. I've used some embossing powder many years ago before I became a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator that wasn't fine enough, so it didn't stick well to the Versamark ink. But this is really, really fine and very high quality. I love it. Okay, so I've got my embossing powder, my Wink of Stella, and then I'm going to be using some blends. And of course, I will let you know all about those when we start coloring. And I always like to get the label towards me so I don't have to fumble. So I know what I'm doing and I can tell you what the right colors are. Okay, there we go. Also, we are going to be using Take a Bow or Take a Bow. Now, this particular paper is in the catalog. Let me see if I can find it quick. I love the colors. It's very traditional, fun little patterns. Oh, here it is. Look at this. It also has a set of dies. The dies cut out strips of paper so you can make your own bows. So do we call it take a bow or take a bow? I don't know. Either way, it's very pretty. And the fun thing about this paper is that you get a lot of sheets. Oh, I was going to write it down. So there's only 1, 2, 3, 4. These are all double-sided. It is 6x6 paper. Let me grab it. 6x6. Here it is. 6x6 paper. Oh, I didn't even open this one up yet. I ordered some extras because I knew I was going to use a lot of this paper. First of all, I really like the patterns and the colors. And you get a ton of each one. I think 12 sheets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12 sheets of each pattern in here, you guys. Let me pull this and pull this. Look how pretty that is. And I love that I get a lot of sheets. So it's all double-sided, very pretty. And I have been using it up like crazy. So let me get this back in here so I don't make a mess out of it. So it is a 6x6 pack, 48 sheets total, 4 different designs, both double-sided, 12 of each. That makes me happy. Okay, on to our card. I'm gonna hang up my dimensions so that I sound really super smart. I always love to say that. Okay, here comes our card, our first card that we're going to be making. Excuse me. I'm going to use this particular design on the paper, and actually any of these would really work. And I'm going to decorate up my envelopes. Oh, Sarah said she was just playing with the take a bow dies yesterday. She's going to make her Christmas bows. You know, and you can make a present. You can make a card to match your present. I'm going to use my, I keep an upholstery pin in my packaging. See that? I just slide it right in that plastic wrap that goes around my liquid glue. Oh, hang on. I must have squeezed it a little bit. And I'm going to get that opened up because sometimes it gets a plug in the end. It's never really a problem. If you guys watch me, you don't see me struggle with that. But sometimes it gets a plug in the end, which is good because then all my glue doesn't dry up. I left the lid off of it the other night, all night long. And all I did was pull the end and that little plug came out and boom, I was back in business. And I love liquid glue because it goes a long ways, number one. And I like that you have a little bit of wiggle room when you glue something down. You can move it around until it, you know, kind of sets and dries. But I like that. Okay, there we go. Let me get that in the garbage. So now we already have our beautiful little envelope to match, which is fun. I'm going to pull in the rest of these pieces here. My card base is garden green, and let me bring this back in here. I didn't really tell you about that. The coordinating colors with this are garden green, granny apple green, and real red. So very simple, very basic palette, right? We've got just a few colors that we need to worry about. I've already scored this at 4 1/4. So did I say it's 5.5 by 8.5? Scored at 4 1/4. And so what I'm going to do here is bring in 2 pieces of basic white. I'm going to stamp on one of them, and I'm going to use that real red ink. Let's see. Georgia says, finally got through all the ads. Yes, YouTube does put some ads on there. Oh, hang on. I got to find my other stamp. I've got it in a different basket. See, that's where things get confusing. Packed it up in the other one. Here we go. Wishing you a holly jolly Christmas. So I'm going to add that right on this 4 by 5 1/4 inch. I think I'm going to stand up, you guys, because I want to make sure this is straight. This is a really long kind of stamp, right? Oh, I did really good. Okay. Clean my stamp off. Sarah said her first bow was awful. I'm sure it takes a little bit of a learning curve, doesn't it? Then I'm going to bring in this little strip that matches, and I'm going to put it right down here at the bottom. So let me do that. I'm gonna leave a little bit of white space at the bottom of that. There we go. Let's get that out of here so I don't drop something in it. Okay, we're gonna throw this right inside our card. So Steve isn't coming home. Oh, look, I smudged some red on it. I'll get that off, don't worry. Steve isn't coming home until Tuesday, so I am home. Well, Andy will be home, I think. Well, maybe not. I am home alone till Tuesday. I have a little sand eraser, and that works if you get a little ink smudge on there because it's inevitable with red ink. Do you guys ever find that red ink is like, I get it everywhere, every time. I don't know why, not that I don't smear other ink, but red ink always. It's like everywhere. Okay. Oh, look, it was right there on my hand. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is we are going to take a piece of the Take a Bow. I'm going to call it Take a Bow. I'm just going to pick one. Take a Bow. I'm going to take a piece of this, and this is 3 7/8 by 3 3/4. Yep, because this is 4 by 5 1/4. So this is 3 7/8 wide by 3 3/4 tall. And we're going to glue this down. And of course, if you have a pattern on your paper and it matters, make sure it's right side up, right? Right before I came on live, my stepdaughter Stephanie sent me a video. She is up in Door County this weekend, and her husband took a trip up there to celebrate their anniversary. And she sent me a video of the cutest little cottage that they're staying in. It is absolutely adorable with a little spiral staircase, and it's all stone. The whole inside and outside is stone. Okay, so this is a 1/2 inch by 4 1/4. Oh, we're not going to put that on yet. We're going to put this on first. Because that piece is 4 1/4, I need to match it up with my card front, which is a little different for me. I usually don't go all the way from the edge of the card to the other edge of the card, but I thought this looked pretty neat. Okay, isn't that pretty? Now we're going to take this 4 1/4 wide by 1/2 inch, and I'm just going to put it at the top of my designer paper. Kind of makes it look like a pocket, I thought, but it's not. You could make it a pocket if you want. Okay, this is what we have so far. Now we have to do a little bit more stamping. So I am going to go up here in my little bin and grab a scrap of basic white. I'm also using some Memento Black. I forgot that I didn't have that out here. And we're gonna do the little Mrs. Claus cookie, and she is really adorable. So we're gonna get this inked up, and we're gonna stamp that on here. Look how cute she is. And while we're stamping, we're gonna go ahead and use Versamark. I've got a scrap of Real Red here. I'm gonna use that embossing buddy that comes in the Additions Toolkit to wipe my red. And we're going to grab that Baking Spirits Bright. And I'm going to do this. Whoops. Whoop. And then we're going to hit that with some white embossing powder. That looks, oh, it looks like it's a little sparse right down there. There we go. Looks great. Always cover that embossing powder back up before you bring out your heat tool. We're going to heat this up. I'm going to grab my Take Your Pick tool to hold on to it. And embossing That magic that happens when it turns all pretty and shiny is always fantastic, isn't it? It's like magic. So here's where my nested essentials come in. And I am going to use the second from the smallest one. I love all these little tags in here. And we are going to die cut this. Now I'm going to leave a space at the top on purpose. So I'm kind of pushing it up. So I've got that little space at the top, and we're going to die cut that. And here is that piece. Let me put that back in place so I don't lose it. And I am going to grab, oh, you know what else I need? I'm going to grab some dimensionals. I need my red and white. Oh, that's in a different basket. Hang on. Here it is. I'm also using the red and white twine. We're going to make a little bow. And I'm going to use my bow jig. Oh, look, there's a bow made already. That's too big. That's not what I want. I use my bow jig. And I'm just going to make a little bow here. I want it to be doubled. So I'm going to cut, whoops, hang on, 2 pieces. Boy, it's getting really warm in here. Probably from my lights that I have on. What do you guys think? Okay, 2 pieces here. Bow jigs, I had 2 people order them last week. They should be coming in pretty soon. I ran out of them, so the man that makes them is making more. So I just got word on that last week. Okay, there we go. Cute little bow. Look how cute that is. Every time. Absolutely perfect. Okay, mini glue dot. Here comes dimensionals everywhere. We're going to take a mini glue dot and add that to our little banner. And I kind of like to curl this up a little bit. I don't want it sticking out from underneath this tiny little bow. So I've got it kind of curled up there. I'm going to put it right at the top of that banner, and that's why I made sure I die cut it a little bit lower, right? And we're going to add some dimensionals. I'll do one here, one here, and one here just to kind of stabilize that. Wonder what the cookie would look like embossed. Well, we're going to emboss one of these cookies, so I'll be able to show that to you. I think this would look really cute if you did it on like red or some other color too. Isn't that cute? Look at how cute that is. Now we have to add this. So this is where the coloring is going to come in. Let me close up this red ink pad. Now, I've got real red. I've got light and dark. And what I did here is it just kind of went around the edges to add a little bit of dark red. And you can do this kind of wherever you want. You're going to blend it in with the lighter red. I'll do a little bit there, maybe a little bit here. It just kind of makes it look really nice and fancy. And I like to kind of outline the things that I don't want to color first before I start blending anything. And now I'm going to blend. I thought this was going to be really hard to color around this, but it's not. So do any of you guys have one of those electric bikes? I shared a picture on my Facebook page. Our hunting guys use those. They go flying down through the woods with them. It's pretty crazy. I remember last year, the year before, when somebody pulled out a bicycle. I'm like, what the heck is going on? Never thought I'd see bicycles going down through the woods, especially when we're out hunting, you know? But yeah, they're pretty handy. We have some people that come up every year from North Carolina to go bear hunting, and they're so much fun. I got to know them a little bit better. I've known this one man, Larry. He's been coming up forever, like, I don't even know how long, 15 years. And, but now there's some younger guys, and they're really funny, very funny guys. I got to know them a little bit better over the weekend. And of course, I always call Larry my hillbilly friend. Love him to death. Okay, there's our red. That looks really good. Then I'm gonna come in with the light black. I really like this light basic black because it doesn't, you can still see that ink through it. If you were to color over something that had a little bit of detail in it, you can still see the ink through it with the light black. The dark black, of course, just blacks it right out, which is great if that's what you're looking for. I need some more red down here. Yeah, her goofy little kind of feet there, kind of weird, but they match the star. And then I'm gonna come in, this is our ivory. And I like ivory because it's a good skin tone color. We have some other skin tones too, depending on what you're looking for. They're all a little bit darker. And then I took a little bit of light, a flirty flamingo, and I just put on some little cheeks. They're not easy to see in the camera, but they're pink and they're really cute. Then I'm gonna bring in the light smoky slate. And you're like, what are you gonna do with that? I'm gonna add just a little bit of detail to her white hair and a little bit of shading right down here. See what I did there? A little bit of shading on her apron. Then I'm gonna bring in our color lifter and kind of blend this around a little bit so it doesn't look like I just took that and scribbled all over it. So it's gonna blend it out and it's gonna really look like it's shaded. Still blending, still blending. And I'll do a little bit in her hair there. Just kind of tones that down a little bit. So while this is a color lifter, it is one of our blenders. It's a clear blender. Now you can see that shading, that'll dry there a little bit and it'll look great. All right, last but not least, I've got a little bit of Wink of Stella and I'm gonna come in and put just a tiny bit of sparkle in her hair. Oh my gosh, stinking adorable. I can see that sparkle. I know that's hard to see in the camera. Okay, this is why I love punches. Oops, I got it a little bit too far away here. Oh, I see Kathy said that her brother broke his back when he was hit on his electric bike. Oh, that's scary. That is not good. Okay, here we go. Boom. Look at how cute she is, right? So we're gonna take dimensionals and put that on the back. Where did my dimensionals go? Right here. Here we go. I'm gonna put her right up here like this. And we're gonna put some peppermints on. Melanie says she's missing the Northwoods. I know it's not real colorful up there yet, but when the leaves start changing they're starting to get a little bit of color in them, and they will change significantly over the next couple weeks. I'm not going up next weekend because my cousin is getting married, but the following weekend I am going up again, and it will be like full color display up there. Absolutely gorgeous. And we love to take pictures by Sailor Lake, which is beautiful. Look at you guys. How cute is this? Super fun. Wishing you a holly jolly Christmas. Okay, that is our first card for tonight. Let me grab the next one. Which one should we do next? I think we'll do this one next because this is really cute. As long as we're going to do a little bit more embossing. This one we're not going to do any coloring on, so that's kind of interesting, right? We are again going to be using Versamark and the Real Red. I've got the white embossing powder. Let me move all this stuff out of my way here. And we're going to be using this fun white frayed ribbon. This is really unique, and I thought it would go great with this particular card. So let me move that out of the way. Hang on while I go find my little cookie cutter guy. There he is. Okay, we're going to use the cookie cutter guy. So here comes my dimensions again. Here we go. Okay, we have a scrap of pecan pie. This is the perfect color for a gingerbread, just saying. I've got my envelope here. We're gonna do a little stamping on there, and that's where my pecan pie ink comes in. Oh, thank you guys so much. I know, really cute, right? Okay, here's our little gingerbread. Isn't that just adorable? Yeah. Somebody said, okay, so Jennifer said that her niece and nephew had electric bikes. It was so hot, they had to move the bikes in the living room to keep them cool. They were not charging, and the batteries blew. House fire. Oh no! House fire, and it gutted their house to the studs. That's crazy. See, that's what they think started our garage fire, was a battery charging for a little Barbie Jeep. Yeah. So, but it was not, they couldn't say that 100%. So, your brother was wearing his helmet and was hit by a speeding electric bike. That's crazy. So sorry. Good grief. So, electric bikes, what are we learning, people? They're dangerous. Who knew? Okay. I'm going to get out my Versamark, and I'm going to, oh, I see that I still have a little bit of color in here, and I don't want to get that onto my Versamark ink pad, so let me get that cleaned off a little bit better. Guess I didn't do a very good job. This is a chamois, S-H-A-M-M-Y. I sell that in my store, and I really do like it for cleaning, or for cleaning my stamps, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do it this way. Hang on, I got a little bit on there. I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna ink this up again. Versamark is kind of sticky, so you have to hold your ink pad while you're getting your ink on there. Otherwise, it'll like fly around. Not like fly like a magic carpet or anything, but just kind of flop all over. You know what I mean. So this is one way. Like you asked before, somebody asked before what it would look like to emboss that little Mrs. Claus cookie. But yeah, these are adorable. They're fun to emboss. And if coloring isn't your deal, you can certainly do something like this and just stamp them on colored cardstock, right? Ooh, I'm like glistening here. It's pretty warm. And the magic of the heat set, Wendy. Yeah, sometimes words just fly out of my mouth, Wendy. I don't even know what I'm saying. Sometimes it gets me in trouble. Not too often. I'm pretty careful. Once that heat gun gets heated and starts, you know, turning the embossing powder shiny, it goes a lot faster. It takes a bit for it to heat up. I noticed that when you're embossing on designer series paper or any thin paper, it goes much faster. Like it doesn't take it long to heat up to full strength on a thinner paper, but our cardstock is pretty thick, good, really good quality. So I think that makes a difference. Okay, now we're just gonna punch these out. And I'm just gonna get this centered in here. There's one. And there's the other one. And you guys know that all of these projects will be shown with lots of pictures and a full ingredient list on my blog. It takes me a little while after I'm done with this live, but you can find it right here. You just type that in a search, AStampAbove.com. And there's going to be a link right under this video that goes right to my blog. I'm not going to put dimensionals on the back of these right now, but look at how cute they are. Aren't they just adorable? So let's get to the rest of our card here. We are going to have a 4 by 5 1/4 inch white piece. We've got a basic, or not basic, a real red layer that is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2. This is a little fun fold. It's an easy one. We are going to score this at 2 1/8. I think we actually made this kind of fun fold last week. I think maybe I made it in a different class. I don't remember, but I know I made one recently. Might have been the catalog kickoff, maybe? I don't know. Anyways, oh gosh, I just got sweat on that card. Did you guys see that? I just brushed my forehead and I got sweat on that card. I'm going to use it this way now because I'll cover that up with a layer. Don't tell anybody I sweat in their card. I am glistening. You guys probably wouldn't even have noticed, but I had to tell. Okay, we're going to do that, and then we're going to pull this small one back. And then we have our designer series paper. All right. Now, I've got 3 pieces here. Let me figure out what I did here. I did this bigger one. This bigger one is 1 3/4. No, yeah, 1 3/4 by 5 1/4. I'm going to put that on this piece. We're going to set that aside. This smaller piece is 1 by 5 1/4. Oh, that wasn't right. This is wrong. So now I don't have to give that sweaty piece to anybody. Hang on, I got to grab another piece. I did that completely wrong. I got 2 here. Let me bring that cutter in here. Okay, we're gonna start over with that card base because this should be scored at 1 3/4. Let me change that on here. Yeah, I had 2 1/8 because I wasn't thinking, and that needs to be 1 3/4. So I will start over. Hang tight. We are going to cut this at 5 1/2 inches. It's just a half a sheet of cardstock. And get that cutting blade put away. We know what a disaster that is. And now we're going to go to 1 3/4. And then 4 1/4. So we've got 5 1/2 by 8 1/2. And then we scored it at 1 3/4 and 4 1/4. We'll put the sweaty one over there. Yes, Georgia says women glow. You know what I like to say, Georgia? I glisten, right? I glisten, but I'm pretty sweaty. That's kind of gross. Okay, this green piece. This is 1 1/2 by 5 1/4. And I used this one from that Take a Bow. Take a Bow. I said I was going to call it Take a Bow. So we're going to put that right on this front piece. That's going to go right here. Yay. Then this little piece is 1 by 5 1/4, and we're going to put that behind the flap right over here. Did I lock that down? I did not. Okay. And we're going to use the polka dot side. Just like that. have that. We're going to take this ribbon and, yep, that's what I thought. My ribbon is 12 inches. And what I did is I'm gonna glue this flap down. So I'm gonna cut this so that's like 3/4 of an inch longer than this piece. So I'm gonna use a little bit of tape. Just like that. Push that right over the back. And you don't want to pull this really tight because we're going to tie the leftover piece here around it. So you don't want this super snug. Hang on. I have like literally, I am glistening with, glisten is running down my temple. I might have to turn the air on. That's going to make me so not happy. Then we're going to take this piece. I guess 12 inches is kind of a lot because that's pretty wasteful. Oh, doesn't that look nice? And we're going to cut this nice and short. Yeah, I wasted a lot. I would say that was 12, probably 10 inches. Okay, there we go. Now, I decided I'm going to glue this down. So I just put some glue on there because remember, this piece right here, it's only 1 inch. If I went all the way to here, that's kind of wasteful, right? Not that I didn't just waste a ton of ribbon here, but again, this is the frayed grosgrain ribbon, and it's 3/8 of an inch wide, and I really like it. Like it's very soft. It's really nice. Okay, this is what we need to stamp our little sentiment on. So I'm going to put this right over here, and we're going to put it all the way up to the edge. No white layer sticking out. So let's get our little sentiment here, and we're going to use a stamp from the other case here. May your days be merry and bright. And I'm using real red, and I'm going to stamp that right over here. Oh, beautiful. Close that up. Make sure I don't have any red. I don't want to mess things up at this point, right? I'm a little gun shy with the red. So Dawson had an absolute blast. There's some other little boys that go up to our hunting camp, and they played baseball with him, and he ran and ran and ran. He would hit the ball, and then he'd go run out in the yard like he was running the bases. It was just hysterical. He had such a good time. So then when we'd go out the next day for hunting, he'd go like, "Where's my buddy? Where's my buddy?" That was so cute. Okay, here goes this inside. Now this is a really easy little fun fold, and it's really cute, right? Because you've got boom, boom, and this. Isn't that pretty? And what are we going to do with all this? Well, we're going to use our little gingerbread cookies. And I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to kind of attach it right here. So I'm just going to put, I kind of have my fingers here where I can put my glue. I'm just putting my glue right there on the back of my little gingerbread cookie. And I'm going to pop that down in here just like this. So it's just going to stick there, right? And then when you open it up, look at how cute it is. Okay, this one I'm going to put right about here. So I need to strategically place my dimensionals. So I am going to put one right here. And I'm going to lay this back down here so I can see what's going on. And I'm going to put another one right over there. Oh, thank you. Vicky says my pictures on Facebook were great. I love taking pictures of the outdoors and all the things because a lot of people never get to experience, you know, a hunting adventure like that. And somebody wrote on one of my pictures on Facebook because I've got a selfie of me and Dawson, but if you open the picture up, you can see a bear in the tree, way up in the tree behind us. And they're like, "Oh my gosh, that is a one-in-a-lifetime shot." And as we were coming home, I was reading the comments, and I said to Haley, I said, "Oh my gosh, I guess that people would think that, but actually we can take that same picture every single year because we get to see that every year, and it's just so awesome. Okay, now I'm looking for my peppermints. Here they are. So while this is absolutely super cute, wait till you see what I do with these little puppies. We're going to take the little ones. There are 3 sizes in here. There's the bigger one, the medium ones, and the little tiny ones. And what I decided to do, you can see that there's 3 little buttons on these gingerbread guys, is I am going to line up 3 of the miniature peppermints over the buttons. Look at how stinking adorable that is, right? And I'm going to do it on the other one. So when you go to order these this week, because they're going to be back in stock, I'm pretty sure, unless there's been a delay. That was what I saw last time. They're coming back now this week. You go to order these, I would order a couple. Because how many do you get? You get 150 little peppermints. But look at how cute that is, right, you guys? Yay! Easy fun fold. Like, I could mass produce these easily for my Christmas cards. Yeah. All right. We have another one because I had so much fun with this. I'm telling you, it was just, I was like giddy. I was giggling while I was making these. I'm glad nobody like came in and thought I was insane. But my husband didn't walk by the door and go, what in the heck is going on in there? Okay, next up. Let me move this out of the way. We are going to be using some Granny Apple Green. Let me look at my card and see what I'm doing here. And we're going to use the Real Red again. Yep, okay. And then I'm going to bring in my stamps. We are going to use a Daffodil Delight. And I've got to grab those blends again. We've got the Real Red and the Light Black. And is this the Ivory? Ivory. I think that's all I need here. Oh, and we're going to use that red and white twine. And of course, our peppermints. Okay, I need another scrap. Here's a scrap of basic white. We're going to go ahead and use Memento ink to stamp the Santa Claus this time. I wanted to give you guys ideas with all 3 of these, right? We're going to do... Oh, I'm going to stamp them a little closer to the bottom this time. Ah, look at how cute that is. Absolutely adorable. All right. Oh, I need another scrap. Let me grab another one. I've got lots of scraps. Red. May your days be merry and bright. We're going to stamp that on a scrap of white. Just like that. What are we doing? As long as we're here, let me grab my white layer from the inside. I'll get all my stamping done. This is 4 by 5 1/4. I'm just going to set these right over here. We are going to stamp the inside sentiment right away too. Let me find that. Here it is. We're going to use the Wishing You a Holly Jolly Christmas in Real Red. Oh, that turned out really good. And then I am going to bring in the snowflakes. Where's my stamp set? Right here. See these? It's like a corner snowflake stamp. So I'm going to grab that Granny Apple Green. Patricia says she wondered what she was going to do with this stamp set, and now she knows. And you are welcome. Just going to stamp this right down here. Look. Oh, look, I got an edge, you guys. I got a little bit of ink right there. Hang on. We're going to have a redo. I was heavy-handed. There we go. Oh, I did it again. Dang it. 3rd time's a charm. I'm going to wipe it off this time. And there we go. Yay. Look it. Okay, now I'm getting mad. Okay. hang in there with me. Where'd my red go? Does anybody see the red ink pad? I've lost my red ink pad. Here it is. Oh, yeah. Gonna get a hot flash pretty soon. I'm gonna take out some baby wipes and I'm gonna wipe my hands off now. Did you know that baby wipes will clean that ink right off of your ink pads? Like if you get ink all over them? Baby wipes. And I use the Huggies Natural Care. They're pretty nice. Okay, here we go. Look it, I just did it again. All right, here we go. I am ready. I am ready for this next mess. Let's close that up. Always the red. Well, I did have some trouble with the green too, so, okay. Now, we're gonna come back to our little pieces that we did here. Let's get these colored. I use the water wipes. Okay, yeah, I know. Wipes are like my best friend. Okay, we're gonna go with dark red first. And again, I'm just gonna kind of find some place that I want to have a little shading here. And you could just color this. I definitely recommend that you use the alcohol markers because they don't leave the scribble lines. Like, they're my favorite. But you could just color this all with the dark if you wanted to. But I'm just gonna show you a little fancy, right? I love when it looks like I'm like this amazing artist that can do this just phenomenal shading. It just makes me happy. Where else do I want to shade? Probably a little bit right down here. Okay, that looks good to me. Now I'm gonna come in with the light and we're gonna color his little hat. We're gonna come in here. And his little sleeves. I'm glad you guys are so patient. But like, this is real stamping with Kelly, right? This is real stamping. Because I know that everything doesn't go perfect at home when anybody's stamping. And I also know that some of us struggle a little more than others. There we go. Okay, and I'm gonna go down his little beard here. Okay, now just to give you a little idea, you see how crummy this would look if I didn't blend that in? It looks kind of weird, but if you just keep coloring it, it blends that darker red in with the lighter red, and then it gives you a really nice kind of shadow shading over there. And that's why I love these markers. They're just, I can't say enough good things about them. I love them. Okay, I'm gonna do this down here. Now I could see stamping out a whole bunch of these and sitting down and watching. What's your favorite Christmas movie, you guys? I really love Elf. I love the Elf movie because I love it when he yells, "Santa, I know him!" and he drinks the maple syrup. It's just so funny. Okay, then I have the ivory. Silent Night. Okay. I also love A Christmas Story because when I was kind of I think maybe a teenager, maybe in my 20s, A Christmas Story was big. And then it played like a marathon all day on Christmas for several years. Maybe it still does, but I loved that one with that kid. He was so funny. You're going to shoot your eye out, kid. The Red Ryder BB gun. Loved it. Okay, so here's his little boots. So cute. And then I'm going to color his belt black. This is the light black, you guys. And I'm gonna leave that belt buckle so I can color it with that yellow. I got a little heavy-handed there. I think I'm gonna try to come in and clean up my mess right there. Did you know that you can kind of color over colors if you make a mistake and you'll blend them right out of there? Because I just made a big goof with the black. Look at that. Try that. All is not lost when you have a little boo-boo like that. Here comes the daffodil. This is dark, daffodil dark. Super duper cute. And then we're gonna punch it. Where'd my punch go? Right here. Okay. Do you guys do that? Like, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? It just makes it easier to find it when you can do something like that. It's a little dramatic, right? Here comes our little Santa. Now we're going to take this, May Your Days Be Merry and Bright, and we are going to center that, and we're going to punch that out also. Okay, let me get this stuff out of the way. I'm going to bring in the rest of my pieces here, and we'll get to the rest of our card. We are going to be using Granny Apple Green, 8.5 by 5.5. I've scored it at 4 1/4. We're going to do that. And I'm going to put my inside layer in that we just stamped together, right? The Santa Claus with Kirk Russell. Oh, I like that one too. That's a really good movie. So many people are getting BB guns lately. That's interesting. Nancy, I wonder what's up with that. Okay, there we go. And then we've got, hang on, I'm looking here at what, okay, there's my other thing. Okay, so now we've got another piece that's 4 by 5 1/4, same size as the one that we put on the inside. And what we're gonna do here, what's happening? What we're gonna do here is I've got various strips of the designer series papers. Let me see what colors I have here. I've got this one. I think I'll go with this side. I'm gonna go with this one. And this one. I'm just mixing and matching the way that I think I want this to go. There we go. I want it just like this, okay? So this is 1/2 inch. This is like 3/4. That looks like 3/4, 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch. It doesn't matter. You're just gonna cut out 4 or 5 strips of the paper. And then I'm going to start like this. I'm just gonna kind of start about right here. And I'm just gonna go like this. Add some glue, put a strip on. Now, this is a great, and I mean great way to use up your scraps. So now I've got that first one started. I'm just gonna add some more glue here. And these are all 6 inches long because they were edges of pieces that I cut off for other things. I literally grabbed scraps. Oops. Butt them up against each other. You could also flip these over when you get them in order and tape them with Scotch tape. That works too. I'm gonna add a little more glue here. Here comes my polka dots. I'm just butting that up against there. And one more here. I love these. These stripes are so pretty. This paper is just really, really nice. I really like it. Okay, this is what we have. Good Lord, Kelly, what a mess. You can put this in your paper trimmer. You can just grab your scissors and use the edge of your white layer as a guide to trim this off, just like that. Easy, easy, easy. And depending on how much you angle this across, you know, diagonally angle it, depends on how long each of these strips need to be. I just left them at 6 inches because it was easier for me. Isn't that fun? Okay, we're gonna take this and we're gonna put this right on the front of our card. And again, great way. You could use other patterns of paper, you know, maybe not Christmas if you wanted to just do something else with the stars. Or any punched image, really. And now I'm gonna come in here with my little Santa on some dimensionals. Scrooge. My husband loves the Scrooge show, Marilyn, or the movie, The Muppet Christmas. That's a fun one. Yeah, yeah. Nancy says she keeps saying, "You'll shoot your eye out, kid." I know. I love that one with Peter Billings. Wasn't it Billingsley? I can't remember. Oh, gosh. Okay. Now, I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it right about there. Then I'm going to take this one. Now, I wanted to take this twine, and I just took it and I just kind of wrapped it around. No, it doesn't need to be that big. Wrapped it around my fingers like this. I'm going to cut it off. I am going to bring it kind of, oh, let's get that out of the way. I'm going to bring it down in here. And what I did is I kind of went like this. Then I spread it out a little bit. Okay. I just kind of looked at it and went, where do I want this to go? How far do I want it to stick up? I want it to just be kind of like wrapped around there. Now, you can grab a tape runner. I've got some Stampin' Seal Plus. I'm just going to add it right here. That's going to keep this stuck, whoops, right in place. I see I have some glue on my fingers, which is not unusual for tonight, right? Ink, glue, I'm a mess. Gonna kind of go like that. It's stuck there. Now we're gonna do some dimensionals on the back of this little white star. And of course, depending on what kind of paper you're using, you might want to use a colored star here and emboss your words on it. I mean, the sky's the limit. But I chose white because this is very colorful and I thought that would pop out nicely. I'm gonna tuck it a little bit under there. And I just angled it like that. Oh my gosh, is that not so cute? Okay, then we need some peppermints because why wouldn't we? I'm gonna grab a big one and throw that right down here. And a medium and a small one. Oops, just like that. Yay! Watch me clear my desk. Gotta be careful with those scissors because these things will make you bleed. Okay, I still have one last thing to do, and that's my envelope. Now, if you're gonna stamp one of these on the front of the envelope, like and color it, make sure you put a scrap in the middle because it'll bleed through your envelope when you color with the alcohol markers, okay? But I'm just gonna do my little envelope flap. I thought I already had this done, but I'm slipping. Do this. Oh, yeah, you know what, Bonnie? I could do a little wink. I think I like a little wink idea. Thank you for suggesting that. I have my wink handy. Isn't that just a funny name? Does anybody know where that name Wink of Stella comes from? It has to have some origin someplace. Wink of Stella. Here's a question I'm going to ask you guys. I was just thinking, what was that thing we were saying today on our way home from hunting? Valerie said she had to go to the bathroom, and I said, okay, so this is really, here you go. This is real Kelly. I said, I have to pee like a racehorse. And Haley says, you know, I wonder, where does that come from? How does a racehorse have to pee? Like, does anybody know the answer to that? I have to, you know, and usually it doesn't pee like a racehorse, but we had kids in the truck and I kept it clean. But yeah, where does that saying come from? I have to pee like a racehorse. Because that is really a weird thing to say. Okay. I am going to paint his little beard. I got his little mustache. I'm going to give him a little bit of wink on his little beard. It's not little, it's quite predominant on his face. Pretty big. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. Ah, look at that. Yeah, add some wink, you guys. Add some wink. Okay, so here is this little card. Super cute, right? And then let's bring in our little gingerbread cookies with our easy little fun fold, right? And then let's bring in our little Mrs. Claus, who is baking spirits bright. Isn't that fun, you guys? This again is the Sweetest star. It's a bundle in our mini catalog. And do you see red ink on the stamp set? Right here? Look at that. Baby wipes, they're your friend. They're my really good friend. So super duper cute. Don't forget that when you place a minimum $50 order with me in my online store using this host code, you are going to get a kit that contains the goods to make all of these cards. You're going to get the designer paper, you're going to get the baker's twine, you're going to get the ribbon. When your order reaches $75, you're going to get the cute little pack of peppermints, a whole pack. So, star. I don't think you'll ever regret adding this to your stamping arsenal because the star is pretty cool. And also, one other thing that I wanted to share with you guys here, where the star bundle is concerned. Did you see this little wreath they made out of paper stars? You can fold these, fold, unfold, fold, unfold, and you make like a 3D star out of designer paper. It says make 3D stars by scoring a line point to point with the trimmer. Fold each score line for added pop of dimension. So you just score from each little point. So if we, let me see if I can find, here, I'll use this piece that I glistened on. And you don't have to worry about me using it to send anybody a card with sweat on it. So gross. So if you take this and you're going to, yeah, you're just going to score from point to point. You could fold it. I mean, designer paper is going to be easier to fold than cardstock. I would definitely probably use that. And let's see, I think you're going to do it this way. And it says point to point. So here's a point, there's a point. I might be doing this too much because I've never made one of these before, so I'm probably messing it up. But that's what they're talking about, right? I shouldn't have maybe gone down this road, but here we are, and I'm going to do it. I might be doing it right. I don't know. This is how we learn things, right? We just jump in with both feet. Sometimes I have people message me and say, hey, what if you did this? And I'll message them back and I'll say, well, I don't know. Did you try it? You let me know. I think I did this right. Okay, so ready? I'm going to fold this way. And then, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to fold this way and this way and this way. Oh, look it, it's happening. Yeah, I've never made one of these before. There it is. I did it right. You do point to point. Look at the 3D dimension there. And you can make a little wreath. Oh, look how good we are. Yeah. I encourage you to try this at home. You know how they always say, don't try this at home. Try it. Just try it. This is really cute. Okay, I have a little bit of mail to share with you guys. Wink-a-dink. Stella is the Latin word for star. Okay, well, that's interesting. Okay, here comes the pee like a racehorse. Oh my gosh, I'm so tacky. I say things like that in front of my grandsons and my kids just roll their eyes at me. I know. Okay, so wow. I was on the fence with, thank you, Barbara. She was on the fence with this, but now it's a must-have. I understand, and you're welcome. Here, Shelley says, because they gave horses a diuretic before races so they would be lighter, giving them an edge. And there you have it. I knew there was a reason. I am telling Haley this. Because they gave them a diuretic. So then I assume, so if they gave them a diuretic, I'll have to process that. Okay. Mail. Here we go. I got a little sidetracked there. So I have to share this with you guys. I just opened it up today because I was like gone a weekend and it was a box sitting on my stairs that Andy brought in. Look at how cute this little candy corn is. And it says, Kelly, non-edible treat. Enjoy. Love ya, Marlene Murphy. Marlene, you are so sweet. Look what she sent me. This is candy corn garland, and I am going to put this right on my front porch because I decorate up my front porch. The kids think it's a little gaudy. I don't care what they think. I love all my Halloween and my fall decorations. So she actually sent me 3 packages of this. That was so cool. What a fun thing to come home to, right? So I've got 3 packages of candy corn garland from Marlene. And you know how I love the candy corn, right? I haven't opened this bag yet from Debbie. Thank you, Debbie, but it's gonna get opened this week. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for spending your evening with me. I am so happy to be able to stamp with you. I hope I gave you some good ideas. You know, I really do recommend this bundle. It's a lot of fun. I can see a lot more ideas and different cards to make with this. But, you know, even if it's not your thing, we've got a fun fold with all the dimensions. This is a really fun way to use up your scraps. This is a good way to use up kind of the little bigger scraps too. But don't forget to decorate your envelopes, because a decorated envelope just like screams happiness when somebody opens up their mailbox, right? This is my current host code. I always appreciate all your orders, your comments. Give me a thumbs up. Please share this video. Share my stamping posts when I say I'm going to be live out on Facebook. That really helps me grow my business, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate the help. For sure. I will be live again next weekend, which is September 22nd, same time, same bat cave. And when it's hunting season, and especially bear hunting, it's always a little iffy. So I set up my posts to go out on my Facebook accounts before I leave. And then I say, you know, I tell you guys that I'm hoping that I will be home in time to do a live, but we never know how our day is going to go. You can't predict if it's going to be a long day or a short day. And it's about a 3.5 hour drive for us to get home from where we hunt at. But without any problems, next weekend, I will be back here at 7 p.m. Central Time on Sunday night to stamp with you. And I have no idea what I'm making yet, but I will get that figured out this week before I leave. Thank you guys again so much. Have yourselves a wonderful week. Remember, if you're on my team, you're part of the kickoff group. I am live tomorrow night, I believe, at 7 p.m. Central Time. I have to check the schedule to make sure, but I've got some fantastic cards in store for you using that new mini catalog. Yeah, I'm going to be using some, what am I using? Let me see if I can remember. I am using that cute little animal, the cute little animals. What are they called? The chunky animals. These guys. I'm using the Christmas Friends tomorrow night for sure. And I think I'm using the Peaceful Season. Is it Season of Elegance? Yes, I'm going to use the Peaceful Season, and I don't remember what the other one uses. But I've got some great cards in store for you in the new catalog kickoff. My live is tomorrow night at 7 p.m., and these are some extra ideas. So I hope to see you then. Have a great week. Bye-bye, everybody.